So, as you can see, I just finished this like a few minutes ago. I may have gone slightly insane. Fuck it, here's the goddamn review. Kanokon by Anime Networks. No, what is it? Anime Works, and I believe Media Blasters is a part of this shit too. Oh, why? Let me explain my anger and very annoyedness with this shit right now. So, Kanokon is a 12-episode series and it has an OVA, which are all licensed. I only got the 12-episode series, and I'm so glad, because if I had paid for that fucking OVA, I would have been even more pissed off at myself. Now, I've had this, the DVD came out, I believe, in March. I've had this since probably May or June, and obviously I'm not reviewing it until fucking July. The reason, partially about me taking so long to fucking watch this show, even though it's 12 fucking episodes, and I can burn through that shit in like 2 days, is partially because this anime is very fucking annoying. If you haven't guessed by now, this isn't going to be a happy fucking review. Okay, so the fucking plot is essentially of a boy named Kota who comes from the farm and moved to the city-ish area. It's not even a city, it's like a suburban town to me, but whatever. He moved there. He starts going to school there. He lives on by himself. And he has one girl that has a random obsession with him. And this is from the first episode. The manga actually does a little bit better of explaining it, but the fucking first episode is essentially you seeing Kota, who looks like a fucking 5-year-old. It's like they tried to make him the least manly looking character I've ever seen in my life. And I understand this is a harem and ecchi and a comedy fantasy fan service piece of shit, but Jesus, you could at least make the guy look like a fucking guy. Even shows like Tenchi and fucking Sakura, they show the guy character looks like a fucking guy, but he looks like a fucking 4-year-old. You saw the cover, it looks like a fucking 4-year-old. Anyways, this chick, Chizuru, the big-breasted bitch, is just randomly into him. And it's like, okay, you're randomly into him. You know, good for you. But there's no reasoning behind it. It's just you fucking love him. Most harems at least explain why the girls fall in love. She's supposed to be a representation of kind of like the Yuna-ish character. You know, the character that's just randomly devoted to him. But even Yuna has somewhat of a backstory, has a reason for liking him. It's just like, oh, I love you, Kota, I want to smother you with my giant tits and all this other shit, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And anyway, so the first episode goes on, you introduce the characters, whatever, blah, 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 bullshit. And within the first 10 minutes, you cut to a scene where she is inviting him into the music room, and I forget the reason. I believe the reason was to, like, further confess her love, even though she was already in love with him. Because they made that blatantly clear, and he gets a nickname because of this crap, because his classmates call him the King of Arrows, because he's hanging around Chizuru and shit. So essentially, we don't know, I believe the reasoning for inviting him in there was to further confess his love, even though we already knew she liked him from the first goddamn 10 minutes of the fucking episode. But I guess they further wanted her to explain this. And then she just randomly turns into the fox. And when I mean randomly turns into the fox, she's a yokai. She's a, spirit fox. Like they throw in a lot of goddamn anime and manga nowadays. Her fox form is essentially her hair grows yellow, turns yellow. She gets fox ears and a tail. That's it. And apparently she doesn't realize this. And then he realizes it, and she tries to play it off, and she lied, and all this other bullshit. And then her brother comes in there to confront her, because apparently what we learn is that humans aren't supposed to realize that yokai are there. And apparently the school is full of random yokai. You only get introduced to like 3 of them, like 4 of them, with names. The other ones are kind of just around and shit. And it's retarded, because the whole premise right now is essentially she wants to get with Kota But technically, due to yokai rules in general, you're not supposed to date humans. You're not supposed to get into a relationship with humans. And then she's like, well, let me show you how powerful our love is. And she kisses him. She kisses him, and she kind of absorbs into his body, and she gets her power. And his form only changes that he gets brown fox ears, whiskers, and a tail. That's it. And apparently, and the thing is, that's crazy in itself, because technically, according to like the first few episodes, you shouldn't be able to do that unless the person's heart is open, which is quote unquote saying that he's in love with her, which to me is bullshit for many reasons, because we still don't have any fucking emotional evidence. Like, us as a viewer, you're expecting me to believe this in the first fucking 20 to 15 minutes to 20 minutes of a fucking episode that they're in love. Where the fuck, where do you get off thinking I was gonna believe that on the first fucking episode? And apparently he shows up how strong, they show how strong their love is, because they make this giant foxfire and throw it at her brother. To go to the personality, I hate this show for many reasons. And the first main reason is that it's supposed to be a harem and turns into a romance like fucking 3/4 of the way in. If that. For one, there is a secondary harem-ish character introduced named Nozomu, who is a wolf. And they get into arguments. Chizuru and her get into like little sex arguments-ish, kind of, fan service-ish arguments. Because she's like the opposite of her. And I actually do find Nozomu funny on some level, because she's very quiet. She has like that dead face. She's randomly attracted to Kota. At least hers I can kind of put up with a little. Because, I mean, her reasoning is really stupid too. It's like, Kota gave her food. I don't know what the fuck happened there. But yeah. But she's flat-chested. She appeals to the lolly fan base. The dead-faced lolly fan base. While Chizuru appeals to the whole big-breasted fucking anime hentai fan base. It's retarded. You know, Nozomu's kind of funny. Because of her dead jokes and some of the shit she does is kind of funny to me. Chizuru gets on my fucking nerves, and Koja gets on my fucking nerves. And it's a harem ecchi, so I knew the main protagonist was gonna be somewhat of a bitch in some level. But Jesus fucking Christ, man, I have never seen a sad or pathetic main character in a fucking harem in my fucking life, man. Let me explain why I fucking don't like this dude. For one, he gives the fuck up. He gives the fuck up like within the middle of the fucking series. Well, actually, no, I take it back. He gave up at the beginning of the goddamn show. Because there's a point where she tries to like have sex with him, and instead of doing what other harem-ish characters would do, which would freak out in a very annoying but comical way and be like, no, and shit, or just run, this motherfucker just gives up. He actually has a catchphrase for it, actually. The catchphrase is, I'm going to become an adult now, grandfather. And usually it's stopped by some random ass event. It's not fucking funny because he's not a fucking man. At least with harem characters, the one thing I can respect about them, even if they do freak out in a comical way and don't want to fuck the chick, you know, you have two options here. Fuck her or don't fuck her. Most of the harem protagonists are very, you know, paranoid about the whole ecchi shit, you know, getting perverted with a girl. They usually at least have that kind of moral and don't have sex with the chick. Koja gives the fuck up. Because if you didn't realize at this point, Chizuru is a very fucking aggressive chick. She's like, I haven't seen that much attention, but I believe the closest comparison would be Ryoko, where she's like Ryoko from Tenchi, where she's really aggressive and shit, or Kuriko from fucking Mahabarajo. Who else? Or Kazuhana in fucking Sekirei. She's really fucking aggressive. She always wants to talk about the fan service and the sex. She'll jump in the fucking bed with him naked when he's sleeping. She'll put him towards her breast and like all the goddamn time. I'll hit my hand on the fucking laptop. Yay, I'm just kind of pissed right now. All this other dumb shit. And she's annoying as a character mainly because there's nothing to her. She's a yokai who doesn't give a fuck about the yokai rules and whatever, and just wants to fuck Kota. Just wants to be with Kota. And there's no reasoning behind this. You know one of the hardest fucking things about this show is, and really pisses me off, is that they don't ever explain why the fuck they like each other. Because by the end of the fucking anime, I don't give a fuck about spoilers because I fucking hate this show. the only reason why I finished watching it was essentially so I could review it fairly. The ending of the episode is the ending of the final episode is essentially fucking Koja telling Chizuru that he loves her because for whatever reason she decides to get all deep and witty after like in the last 4 episodes. Technically, like the last 4 episodes she starts getting deep and emotional and it doesn't make any fucking sense because she's totally out of character. And you want to know what the fucking episodes that actually bring this on and what fucking happens to her that starts this little bullshit train? The twins, she has a couple of classmates. Akane, which is the one who acts like who is all against the vulgar actions and shit. And then you have these other 2 girls who are like making fun of Koja for being the king of arrows. And you have these twins. I actually like the twins. The twins are pretty funny. I like the twins, me personally. They're like poor ninjas that come out of nowhere. Like literally, the fact that they were ninjas comes out of nowhere. Also, there are a couple enemies in this game. I mean, wow. There are a couple fucking, like, I guess antagonists is the best way to put it, who show up and then leave and never are seen again. It's like, what the fuck? What was the point of that? But anyways, the 2 twins are being hired by this random person who seems to have an obsession with Koja, but never actually acts on it, and they never actually meet. And her little bodyguard, and they ask them to, like, take care of Chizuru. So they pour like this fucked up potion. And what the potion is supposed to do is seal her powers. And they do that. But on top of sealing her powers, apparently it causes breast reduction because she has like no chest. And also, I'm about to get into some other shit, but real quick, if you're not a fan of harem or fan service or ecchi or really ridiculous sex, almost borderline softcore porn shit, you're not gonna like this at all. At fucking all. But anyways, that's what brings it on. It's the fact that she has no breasts, and they spend like 2 episodes. Yeah, they spend 2 fucking episodes working on her getting bigger breasts. And at this point, I had lost my fucking mind. This is like episode, 9 and 10. 9 and 10, I had just kind of lost my shit and lost my fucking mind. Here, I'm not joking. I literally went a little nuts on you because it was fucking ridiculous. I was supposed to take that seriously. And then it's like, or maybe you massage them, or we go get random foods and shit. And I do like, there is a scene here though I do like. The zone's like, if you can't get the bread, get the cake. If you don't want to know, if you want to know, I put this very simply, the cake was her ass. And the zone's metaphor was like, it's okay, Koja, it's just like eating cake. To make her breasts enlarge, he licked her ass. Well, that's the part we saw, and then off screen you just heard screams. I'm assuming it went it went to like borderline oral shit, and I was like, what the fuck? And that really pissed me off. Like, if you really want to, there's no plot. The plot is essentially them doing random shit. Some of it's joke-based shit, some of it's plot. No, there's no fucking plot. There's just a whole bunch of random dudes going against, their love and bullshit, which I don't even count because there's no development for it. There's no fucking emotional attachment. For the love of God, if you're gonna play Chizuru like a whore character, or you're gonna play Koja like a bitch character, because the nigga gives up. He gives up. Like, by the end of the fucking anime, he just says, fuck it, I'm in love with you. And it made no sense, because I didn't even understand why the fuck he put up with it. It was so fucking stupid. It was so fucking random. It was like, what the fuck am I watching? And I just started kind of laughing towards the last 2 episodes, because it wasn't like it was laughing because it was funny in a good way. I laughed because of how it's like so bad it's funny in certain points. I mean, for the love of God, there's a point where, oh yeah, if you want to know how the way she gets her boobs back, well, remember how I told you the twins were working for that for some chick who was obsessed with Koja? She sends fucking random ass demons at him. Random ass fucking demons at the school to attack the school. Still don't understand what the fuck the point of that is. Sends her second underling to fight him and beats the shit out of everybody in the fucking school. The humans, oh yeah, that's the other thing. The humans don't realize that there are yokai in the school. None of the humans do, except for Koja, which is fucking stupid. I don't even understand. They don't even explain why the school's has yokai in it in the first fucking place. But whatever. And then, he beats up everyone, and then fucking Koja decides to grow up hair for a random scene. And I say a random scene because it's not like he keeps that level of, like, badassness. It goes away. Like, there's later points where he doesn't even want to save a classmate because he's like, I can't swim, and all this other bullshit. And they kissed and used this. They kissed to, you know, awaken the true powers and shit. But she had no breasts, and she said like her magic was gone, which I don't understand why the breasts correlate with magic, but what the fuck ever. The kiss, it doesn't work. They kiss again, and it works. No, it's like a random light appears that comes out of nowhere, mind you, and they magically absorb. She magically goes into his body like normal, and he does this quote unquote epic fight scene. Woo! Random punch, random kick, random Goku Super Saiyan fucking transformation that doesn't do shit. And he beats them all, and then he passes out, and he doesn't remember any goddamn thing, and our breasts come back. Yay, fan service! If you couldn't tell at this point, I fucking hate this show. And it's so fucking bad, and you're thinking, also I need to mention the dub sucks. The fucking dub sucks. The dub sucks so fucking much. I think it's a lot of it's bad, either it's bad direction. It's horrible direction. The director can eat a dick on that. Cause some of these voices do work for these characters. I think the best fucking voice is fucking Kota and maybe Nozomu. Those are like the two best fucking voices. Everyone else is a shit. You kind of get used to Chizuru after a point because they have her played like, you know how women talk with a soft voice, they try to sound sexy and shit. Like that's her voice, and it's so fucking annoying. And it kind of works because I listened to the Japanese version just for shits and giggles, and the Japanese version's like that too. They were trying to go, I guess they were trying to go towards the Japanese, but the direction is shit. There are actually good voices in here. They just are, the direction is shit. The voice acting sucks in this fucking thing. And you're probably thinking, well, it's not a big deal, just watching Japanese. No, there's a lot of things about this fucking thing that sucks. The animation just says, fuck it. And I'm not a stickler for animation, but this, I noticed this shit. Some of the fight scenes are really stupid. Like when the fucking demons come in. It's not even like the demons barge through and you actually get to see them move. No, it's one of those fucking pan scenes where it's just like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You can afford boob fucking jiggle physics, but you couldn't afford to actually have the fucking monsters move for the fucking 5 minutes they're actually in the entire fucking series. Oh, also, we see her mother. We see Chizuru and the brother. I forget the brother's like Takura, I believe is his name. The brother. We get to see their mom. The mom's a whore. The mom is stupid. The mom is a. Oh man, there's so many fucking things. Kota is a horrible harem lead, and when you suck at being a harem lead, you have hit the fucking ground. That is it, son. You might as well do hentai if you couldn't even impress me as a harem lead. Jesus fucking Christ. He randomly will grow a pair of balls like maybe 2 times, and then he goes right back to himself. And it's like, what the fuck? He gives the fuck up. He doesn't even, there is no emotional attachment. It just randomly have him fall for Chizuru. And you know what really pisses me off? Because it does typical harem episodes. Harem episodes. That would have meant more if the fucking characters were interaction. They do the typical beach episode. They do the typical, oh my god, the girl's in trouble, we need to help her. And the fucking do you love me episodes, which are like the last fucking episodes. And I'm like, okay, this would have worked if you wouldn't make the relationship work. But it's not. Half the beginning of the fucking series is essentially her mauling him with her tits. And him just giving the fuck up. Like literally, like around the 9th episode or 10th episode, she's in his house, and before this, he used to be like, "Why are you in my house?" Now he's just like, "I'm in your house," and there's like this fucking thing she wants to do now. Like she used to make all these advances, and he used to be like, "No, man." Like he used to have some type of resistance, even though he wouldn't get the fuck out of there. But now he just gave the fuck. He actually fell into it. Like it was fucking stupid. You know, oh yeah. And if you've watched the series and you know this phrase. It's like, what is it? I want you to spoil me, or I'm like a spoiled child, something shit like that. If you know that phrase just, to me, just might as well translate it out to, I give the fuck up. I am your bitch now. Because it was fucking stupid. And, you know, if they had tried to develop these fucking relationships, and they don't know why they call it a harem, because you have them say I love you to each other at the end of the damn series, and then like a little cutscene you see Nozomu show up and like, yeah, I understand, you're his sweetheart, and I can be your mistress. What the fuck? What was the... You just killed all the deepness for that. What the hell? God damn it. What were you... this series. Fuck this series. Don't fucking buy it. Don't fucking watch it. I don't give a fuck. English, Japanese, fucking Chinese, I don't give a fuck. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Oh man, it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. I will admit this, there are some moments in here I enjoy, but it's usually out of either bullshit comedy or so bad it's funny comedy, which is most of my laughing. Like, I at a certain point I was just laughing maniacally because of how fucking ridiculous this is. Especially during the bullshit fight scenes you do see in here. It's so badly set up. It's like no one gave a shit about the series. I'm like, why did you even turn this into an anime? And the Japanese didn't give a shit, and we definitely didn't give a shit in terms of a dub with a badass director. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever done a negative, like a purely negative review. Even if when I did the Air Gear review, I at least liked certain things about Air Gear. I don't like this show. If you want a whole bunch of random, oh yeah, and you do get special features on these DVDs. Guess what this fucking special feature is? The special feature is character shots, where they take a whole bunch of random pictures, half of them are sexualized as shit, and present them to you in a bullshit slideshow. I'm not fucking joking. Akane has like a fucking, I think it's Akane and Chizuru's mother and this ice chick that's with her that you see for a few portions of the episode. Like, fuck, it's just a whole bunch of dumb shit. It's like, you see a whole bunch of like sexual shots, like her getting out of the bathtub, and the one with Chizuru's mom in it is like her topless and like half the bitches. I didn't even know what the fuck it was the first time I clicked it. It's on the second and third disc. On the second disc, I didn't know what the fuck it was, and I was like, really? What? Like, damn! Like, literally, there's so much fan service in here. It takes away. It actually doesn't make you give a shit. Like, you know, I could say, oh, maybe the girls in second grade were physically attractive, or maybe the girls at Tenchi were physically attractive. And, you know, it's not like Chizuru and Nozomu aren't, you know, desirable-ish looking chicks. It's just, you see tits and ass so much, it's so fucking, this is probably the only harem I've actually seen where it's actually just gotten jarring as shit, except for maybe Ikki Tosin and Queen's Blade, but this is jarring as shit. After a certain point, I just gave the fuck up. There's so many random shit, just like a whole bunch of borderline sex shit. There's a spanking-ish portion of like one of the early episodes, cosplay, typical shit, kimono, fucking, what's the other one? Kind of bondage in that one episode. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I don't care about background music because it doesn't matter. This is literally like, I don't know how long this is running. Actually, how long is this fucking running? This is like a 20-something minute bitch fest of Kanokon. Because it can seriously eat a dick. The dub can eat a dick. The show can eat a dick. The animation, every fucking thing about this. No, that's a lie. Bullshit comedy, and I think the ending song is okay. The ending song is alright. The opening can go eat a dick and die. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't know what the fuck to say. There will be no links at the bottom to buy this piece of shit. Because I'll make a deal with you. If you want this piece of shit, actually no. If you want this, I will sell this to you on eBay. Take this shit off my hands. This is horrible. It sucks. Look. This is the focus of Kanokon. This is the fucking focus. This is the fucking focus. This here yokai form if anyone gives a shit. You are a pathetic little harem character. Minato and Tenchi laugh at you in your misery. You fucking little bitch. Give up in those titties. Just give the fuck up. You could have done so much better. Just die. Just fucking die. Okay, I'm obviously taking this far. I'm obviously out of it. So, I'm going to stop it here. Life's a game. Play to win. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like, favorite, subscribe. I'm out of it. Fuck it. I will see you guys later. Peace, motherfucker.